nǹkan tá a fẹ́ kà ní the history of Al-Tabari volume 3 page 4 ibẹ̀ lẹ́ máa ti rí ọ̀rọ̀ nípa Zaid yẹn níbẹ̀ so ẹ kàn máa rí nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ tí Muhammad yìí fẹ́ fẹ́ ọmọ yẹn wọ́n ní according to Yunus Abdul
nípa nǹkan tí Yunus ṣàlàyé ní àbùkátà tó gbẹnu sí ó wí pé
the messenger of Allah had married Zaid bin Urita to Zainab.
Muhammadu ti fẹ́ Zainab ó ti wọn àti Saheed ó ti so wọ́n pọ̀ wọ́n ti fẹ́ra wọn wọ́n ṣègbéyàwó aláàrin wọn.
His paternal aunt's daughter.
Tó jẹ́ pé Zainab jẹ́ ọmọ ẹ̀gbọ́n Muhammadu.
One day the messenger of Allah went out looking for Zaid.
Ṣé ń gbọ́ tẹ́ bá rántí ìgbà tí mò ń ka Kùránì yẹn bọ̀ ọjọ́ kan Muhammadu jáde ó rìnrìn gbèrègbèrè ó wá Saheed lọlé.
Now there was a covering of hair cloth over the doorway.
Arabi tá à ń wí ládé yìí aṣọ kan wà tó wà lẹ́nu ọ̀nà tí ó bo ẹnu ọ̀nà yẹn Muhammadu bá ṣí.
But the wind Muhammadu ti ẹ̀kọ́ ló ṣí atẹ́gùn ló ṣí but the wind had lifted the covering so that the doorway was uncovered.
ms ọmọ Muhammadu tómi Muhammadu ló fi atẹ́gùn láṣọ bá ṣí ó ṣe aṣọ lójú eégún ẹgbẹ́ òun sókè.
Zainab was in her chamber undressed.
Zainab ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ṣe tán nínú ilé ìwẹ̀ ó bọ́ sínú ilé tí gbogbo ẹ̀ dúró tí Muhammadu rí wájú rẹ́yìn.
ihò lórí obìnrin yẹn.
Kí ni mo ní Muhammadu rí wájú rẹ́yìn ó dúró dédé ṣé kó wálẹ̀ ó dúró sókè.
Nǹkan ọmọkùnrin ẹ̀ bá dìde.
Muhammadu bá dìde.
And admiration for her entered the heart of the prophet.
Ìfẹ́ Zainab bá kó wọrí Muhammadu pé yé ọmọ ló tó báyìí ọmọ ló dùn tó yìí.
After that happened,
Muhammadu bá ń kọrin lọlé ẹni sùúrù ms Muhammadu bá ń kọrin lọlé pé ọmọ ló dùn tó yìí mo gbé mo kú mo dáràn ó bá ń kọrin lọ ẹgbẹ́ sókè.
After that happened,
lẹ́yìn tí ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ yẹn ṣẹlẹ̀ tán tí Muhammadu rí gbogbo
she
nǹkan
was
Zainabu.
made unattractive to the other man.
Ṣé ẹ ti rí nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ yẹn lẹ́yìn tí ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ yẹn ti ṣẹlẹ̀ tán tí Zainabu ti sọ fọ́kọ ẹ̀ pé bàbá rẹ wálé bàbá rẹ dẹ̀ rí gbogbo wájú àtẹ̀yìn mi ó rí ó ní bàbá òun rí ó rí tibẹ̀ yẹn náà ó ló rí pé pàápàá òun ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ farun bẹ̀ ni Saheed bá ní kí lóun máa ṣe báyìí bàbá òun ti rí ẹ mo dẹ̀ mo wá bàbá mi mo yẹwọ́ mo yẹsẹ̀ mi Saheed bá ń sọ bẹ́ẹ̀.
So he came and said, messenger of Allah.
ó bá wí pé Muhammadu òjíṣẹ́ Allah ẹ má gbọ́ ẹ má bá wa lọ.
I want to separate myself from my companion.
Ẹ máa wo bẹ̀yẹn o ẹ mọ̀ pé èmi rárá ń sọ kó lè yé yín èmi ti kanú tẹ̀dọ̀ ìwé yìí ó máa ń sọ pé Muhammadu mo fẹ́ ya ara mi pẹ̀lú ìyàwó mi mo fẹ́ nípìnyà ìgbà tẹ́ ti rí gbogbo dídọ́ndì ẹgbẹ́ sókè.
Muhammad asked.
Muhammadu bá ń béèrè pé.
What is wrong?
Saheed ọmọ mi kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ ṣé torí pé mo rí dídọ́ndì ni àbí kí ló dé ṣàlàyé fún mi.
Has anything on her part disquieted you?
Ṣé nǹkan kan ṣẹlẹ̀ ní kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ gbé mi débẹ̀ ọmọ mi òun náà bá ti ń rò lọ́kàn pé
no
by Allah replied Zayd. Igi ti lálẹ́ wò ń bẹ̀ Saheed bá ń fún lésì pé.
No by Allah.
Ó bá ní kò sí nǹkan kan nípa ti Allah.
Nothing she has done has disquieted me.
Ẹ máa gbọ́ kò ṣe nǹkan kan fún mi tó mọ́kàn mi ṣì kò ṣe nǹkan kan fún mi.
Messenger of Allah.
Muhammadu òjíṣẹ́ Allah bá wí pé.
Nor have I seen anything but good. Zayd ló ṣì ń sọ̀rọ̀ pé kò ṣe nǹkan kan fún un pé gbogbo nǹkan tó ṣe fún un ló dáa.
Saheed bá ní kò ṣe nǹkan kan bàbá mi Muhammadu.
Now the messenger of Allah said to him.
Muhammadu òjíṣẹ́ Allah wá ń sọ fún Saheed ọmọ rẹ̀ pé.
Keep your wife to yourself.
Tẹ bá rántí Kùránì yẹn o 33-37 òun rèé o dìyàwó rẹ mú fúnra rẹ dìyàwó ẹ mú.
And fear Allah.
Kó o dẹ̀ máa bẹ̀rù Allah ẹ máa bá wa lọ o pẹ̀lú ọgbọ́n pẹ̀lú òye ẹ̀yìn èèyàn wa. Kó o dẹ̀ bẹ̀rù Allah.
That is the meaning of the word of Allah.
Ìtumọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ Allah nìyẹn o ẹ máa gbọ́ o.
So sọ pé when you said unto him on whom Allah has conferred favour and you have conferred favour.
Ìtumọ̀ ọ̀nà Kùránì nìyẹn níbi tó ti sọ pé rántí o ẹni tí wọ́n ṣàánú fún tá Allah náà dẹ̀ ṣàánú àti ìrànlọ́wọ́ fún.
Keep your wife to yourself and fear Allah.
dìyàwó ẹ mú fúnra rẹ Saheed ọmọ mi kó o dẹ̀ bẹ̀rù Allah. Ẹ máa bá wa lọ.
And you did hide in your heart what was going to bring to light.
Ṣé ẹ gbọ́ kó o dẹ̀ má sápamọ́ kó má jẹ́ kí kó má fi nǹkan kan sínú gbogbo nǹkan tá Allah máa fi hàn tó máa tọ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ sí.
Ṣé continuation
Muhammadu
lélẹ̀?
bàbá wèrè ni ó lágbárí gan.
Ṣé continuation?
Tẹ́júmọ̀kẹ́ wò.
Ṣé mo lè rí?
Tẹ́júmọ̀kẹ́ wò. Ó ní agbárí débi pé bó ṣe gbẹ̀yàwó ọmọ ẹ̀ nìyẹn. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá gbọ́ rí. Bí bàbá wèrè ṣe gbẹ̀yàwó ọmọ ẹ̀ yẹn nìyẹn. Ibi tá a fẹ́ kọ̀wé yẹn tiẹ̀ mọ́ gan lọ́ti mọ̀ yẹn pé ọmọ yẹn ń wẹ̀ lọ́wọ́. Ó dẹ̀ fẹ́ para ó fẹ́ bọ́ sínú yàrá ni Muhammadu dé ló fàtẹ́gùn sí.
Ànábì tí ó mọ̀ kọ̀.
Ẹjọ́ ibo ni wọ́n ní tó bá nínú Quran wo ni tó bá ti pàdé àwọn ọ̀ṣẹ́bọ kó máa pa wọ́n yẹn? Ẹjọ́ Quran kí ni?
9:5.
Instablog ṣe post nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Ifẹ̀ yẹn sí Instablog ti post ẹ̀ sí.
Prophet Muhammad had an adopted son named Zayd bin Muhammad. He would like to marry off Zayd.
Zayd, I would like to marry you with Zainab. I think she would be a great wife for you.
Yes, Rasulullah.
Let's go to her place. Zainab, I want you to marry Zayd.
Ibi tó ti fẹ́ fún ẹ̀yin èèyàn ẹ jẹ́ máa bá wa fọwọ́
A lè
tábù.
máa sọ fún àwọn èèyàn ẹni sùúrù ibi tí ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀
I
tẹ́ ń
thought
wò
you
yìí
want to
bíbá
propose
yìí
me. No,
Quran
no
33
way.
36
I don't want
níbi tí ẹ̀ ń wò yìí. Ẹ ṣe Quran 33 36 ní bíbá yìí. Ó yẹ ẹ
to
máa
marry
pè ẹ lọ.
him. He was a slave and I have a higher social status than him.
You have to marry Zayd.
Oh, Rasulullah, do you really want to tell me what to do?
If I already decide something for you, then you need to obey. Quran, Surah Al-Azab, verse 36 says, "It is not for a believing man or a believing woman, when Allah and His Messenger have decided a matter, that they should have any choice about their affair. And whoever disobeys Allah and His Messenger has certainly strayed into clear error."
Okay, I will marry Zaid.
Then, Prophet Muhammad held a wedding ceremony for Zayd and Zainab. One day, Prophet Muhammad tried to find Zayd in his house.
Zayd, are you there?
But Zayd was not at home. As the wind blew the curtain aside, Prophet Muhammad saw Zainab naked in her chamber.
Mashallah.
Báwa power tap àwọn ẹrú Allah wọ́n máa report ń sí. Help us to power tap please.
Rasulullah.
Ṣé ẹ gbọ́ mashallah? Abẹ́ ẹ gbọ́.
Ẹ̀wọ̀n MS nǹkan tó fẹ́ káwọn èèyàn mọ̀ ni pé nǹkan tá a kà yẹn ṣé wọ́n rí pé nǹkan tá a kà òun ni nǹkan tí wọ́n ń wò yìí. Torí táwa bá ṣe ń kà ní
Ẹjọ́ má bínú gbogbo lé o. Olówó Èkó ẹ̀yin lẹ ṣe fíìmù yìí jáde o.
Zainab quickly put on her clothes. Then she went out to meet Prophet Muhammad.
Olówó Èkó ló ṣe fíìmù yìí jáde.
Come in, O Prophet of God, for you are as my father and my mother to me.
Bless him who changed one's heart.
History of Tabari, Volume 8, explained that Prophet Muhammad.
So a máa ṣe jáde ní ti Yorùbá tí ẹ̀yin Yorùbá wa máa lè wò nílé lóko ẹ lè mọ̀ tó ká fẹ́ kí gbogbo èèyàn kan lágbọ̀ọ́yé kọ́mẹni tí Muhammadu jẹ́ ẹ ṣe.
Muhammad saw his daughter-in-law naked. Zainab was in her chamber, undressed, and admiration for her entered the heart of the Prophet. After seeing his daughter-in-law naked, the Prophet felt in love with her. This is according to the tafsir of Quran, Surah Al-Azab, verse 36. Then on one occasion he the prophet
àbí ká máa tú fáwọn èèyàn wa ni ṣó need olówó èkó.
caught sight of her and felt love for her.
bá ti kà á tẹ́lẹ̀ MS kọ́kàn tún
ok
àbí kí lẹ rò.
ẹ ó ti dá kò sí wàhálà.
èyí tẹ bá fẹ́
When
èyí tẹ bá
Zaid
fẹ́.
came home, Zainab told him about Prophet Muhammad's visit.
Your dad came here when you were out. He met me instead.
Oh,
and then, what happened?
Nothing happened. After finding out you were not
MS
here, he
MS ẹ má
left.
bínú ẹ pọ́sì
Is
bẹ́yẹn.
that it?
ṣé mọ̀ pé Saheed mọ bàbá ẹ̀ ó mọ bàbá tó ní dáadáa ó ń béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ pé kí
Kí
ló
ló
ṣẹlẹ̀
ṣẹlẹ̀?
ìgbà tí bàbá òun rí ẹnu ilé tó bá ẹ nípò tó ti bá ẹ yẹn kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ ṣó pàpàpà sùn pé ṣó yá ẹ àbí ṣó pàpà sùn pé ó ń béèrè ẹ mọ ọmọ bàbá ẹ̀ dáadáa ó mọ ẹni tó ní Muhammadu tó lè bá kẹ́tẹ́kẹ́tẹ́ sùn ẹni tó bá òkú sùn tó bá ọmọ ọdún mẹ́fà sùn ọmọ yẹn wò pé ó wá rí ìwọ ó rí ẹ ó rí gbogbo dídọ̀ndì kí ni bàbá mi ṣe jọ ṣó pàpàpà sùn pé àbí ṣó yá ẹ ó ń béèrè lọ́wọ́ ìyàwó ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ tẹ̀síwájú MS.
Oh, before he left, he said, "Bless him who changed one's heart."
ó wò pé
What does it mean?
I don't know.
Having lived with Prophet Muhammad since childhood, Zaid certainly knew very well his father's character and personality.
ṣe ń gbọ́ ó ti mọ̀ pé Muhammadu ti fẹ́ fẹ́ nìyẹn o.
It was difficult for the Prophet to hide his feeling toward his daughter-in-law.
ó ti ń gbé súnmọ́.
When Zaid found out about what was going on, he disliked how his adopted father felt about his wife.
Look at them. I can tell there's something going on between them.
It's obvious, isn't it?
How
ṣé ẹ̀wọ̀n ẹ̀yìn
outrageous.
ṣe gbọ́ bíbẹ̀ yẹn
Things
Saheed
got
náà
worse for
Saheed
Zayd
mọ
when
bàbá ẹ̀
Allah
dáadáa
punished him
ó
whenever he
lóun rí
wanted
pé
to approach
nǹkan
his
kan ti ń
wife.
ṣẹlẹ̀ láàrin bàbá òun àti ìyàwó òun torí ó mọ bàbá tó ní dáadáa ẹ
Ouch.
tẹ̀síwájú.
It hurts. My private part is swollen so bad.
MS
It
ẹ pọ̀ sí
hurts.
bíbá ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣàlàyé bíbá ẹ fọ́wọ́n èèyàn MS. níbí báyìí Muhammadu ti fi nǹkan kan Saheed ara Saheed ò wá dìde mọ́ bíi ti tẹ́lẹ̀ tí Saheed bá ti ń fẹ́ súnmọ́ ìyàwó ẹ̀ abẹ́ máa dùn ún ẹ jẹ́ àmà bá lọ akọ̀ máa sọ fún yín díẹ̀díẹ̀ tó ní nǹkan tá a mọ̀ tá a kà ní ẹ tẹ̀síwájú.
ẹ jẹ́ bá wa táàpù o
Whenever I tried to
rìpọ́tù o.
approach my wife, my private part was swollen. I couldn't function as a husband and I was in pain.
ẹ máa drop love sign ẹ máa drop love emoji ẹ máa
Bro,
drop love.
I think maybe Allah did that to you. He tried to preserve Zainab for your father.
Tafsir al-Qurtubi, Al-Jamili Akam, Volume 7, page 139. Quran, Surah Al-Azab, verse 37. Allah did the following to my husband, Zaid bin Muhammad. Zaid's penis started to swell, so he can't make love with me.
Zayd decided to meet his adopted
wọ́n
father,
rìpọ́tù
Muhammad.
gan-an. Olórí kúkú làwọn eléyìí
Rasulullah,
yìí.
perhaps Zainab has excited your admiration, so I will leave her.
Àkànbí ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ń ṣú ẹ̀ ní
What is
Facebook
wrong?
Àkànbí.
Has anything on her part disquieted
Àkànbí
you?
ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ń ṣú ẹ̀ ní Facebook.
No, by God, nothing she has done has disquieted me.
Keep your wife to yourself. Don't separate
Àkànbí ẹ̀yẹ́ máa ṣú ẹ̀ ní
and
Facebook
fear
lọ ó yá.
Allah.
But actually, Muhammad hid his desire toward Zainab.
Oh, I can't forget how she looked in her room that day.
èèyàn tó bá rìpọ́tù péjì ọwọ́ ẹ̀ máa pa ni.
I'm afraid people will start to notice this.
ṣe ń gbọ́.
Oh, wait. Allah sent a message to me.
ṣe ti gbọ́
Quran, Surah
aago.
Al-Azab, verse 37. And remember, O Muhammad, when you said to the one on whom Allah bestowed favor and you bestowed favor, keep your wife and fear Allah, while you concealed within yourself that which Allah is to disclose.
MS ẹ pọ̀ sí ẹ̀ náà afẹ́kẹ́yìn èèyàn mọ bó
No
ṣe máa ń
need
mú
for me
lámbà
to
ìyẹn
conceal
lẹ̀.
my
ṣé mọ̀ pé ó ti ń ronú látijọ́ pé kí lóun máa sọ ó wá dédé ó wá rò pé kí ni kóun sọ ó ní látìgbà tóun ti rí ọmọ ìyàwó òun yẹn lára òun ò ti balẹ̀ kí lóun máa sọ báwo lòun ṣe máa ṣe ló fi mú àyà ìwà o pé Quran 33:37 pé Allah ń bá òun sọ̀rọ̀ ló fi mú lámbà ilẹ̀ so tẹ bá ti tẹ̀síwájú ẹ wá rí lẹ́yìn tó ṣègbéyàwó tán pẹ̀lú ìyàwó ọmọ ẹ̀ àwọn tó wá ń sọ́jọ́ ìgbéyàwó ẹ̀ tó wá ń jẹun àwọn kan ti mutí yó pé báwo ni bàbá ṣe máa gbàyàwó ọmọ ẹ̀ àwọn yẹn ò fẹ́ lọ Muhammadu bá tún rí kí ni kóun ṣe o ó bá tún ní Allah tún ti sọ àyà kalẹ̀ pé tẹ bá wálé òun ẹ má sọ̀rọ̀ tóun bá invite yín tó ń jẹ ò bá tí ì jiná ẹ má wọlé tẹ bá dẹ̀ ti wọlé ẹ jẹun ẹ má sọ̀rọ̀ a máa kabẹ̀ náà fún yín ibẹ̀ ní 33 50 àbí 53 a máa kà ẹ tẹ̀síwájú.
My feeling, since Allah will disclose it anyway.
Since then, Muhammad did not stop Zayd anymore.
I will divorce Zainab so you can marry her.
As you wish.
As you wish.
A decent man would certainly feel very humiliated by such an inappropriate offer. But it seems that the Prophet had his own moral standards. People start talking about Muhammad's plan to marry Zainab.
How come he could marry his daughter-in-law?
In the Quran, Surah Al-Asr, verse 36, Allah forced Zainab to marry.
Okay.
MS ẹ pause ẹ àwọn aráàlú tí ń sọ̀rọ̀ pé báwo ni bàbá ṣe máa fẹ́ yàwó ọmọ ẹ̀ kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ra máa bá Kùránì lọ bí Muhammadu ṣe máa ń ṣiṣẹ́ báwo ni bàbá ṣe máa fẹ́ yàwó ọmọ ẹ̀ ibẹ̀ la máa gbàdé 33 50 53 báyẹn ẹ̀rọ amájẹ́ kó máa lọ díẹ̀díẹ̀ ẹ ṣe.
Zayd. But just one verse later, Allah married Muhammad to Zainab.
Why is Allah more concerned with fulfilling the Prophet's sexual desires than anything else?
Allah allows me to marry Zainab, since Zayd wasn't my real son. So when Zayd had no longer any need for her, we married her to you in order that there not be upon the believers any discomfort concerning the wives of their adopted sons when they no longer have need of them.
Verse 37.
And ever is the command of Allah accomplished.
With Quran, Surah Al-Azab, verse 37, Muhammad banned adoption in Islam. We cannot adopt orphans anymore.
How on earth God would abolish the noble practice of adoption?
Muhammadu lẹ́yìn tó ti gbàyàwó ọmọ ẹ̀ tán ó wá ní Allah ti ní kọ́wọn figi lé pé kéèyàn máa gba ọmọ tọ́ lórí pé ó fẹ́ gbàyàwó ọmọ ẹ̀ ní ẹwọ́ gbọ́ nǹkan tó ṣe bọ̀ Allah yẹn kò fi ìdádúró sí òwò ẹrú kẹmọ́ ibi tí Muhammadu àti Allah tó ya òrèrèdè kò fi ìdádúró sí òwò ẹrú àmọ́ torí pé ó gbàyàwó ọmọ ẹ̀ ó wá ní Allah ní kí wọ́n fagilé àgbàtọ́ èèyàn gbọ́dọ̀ gba ọmọ tọ́ pọ́mọ téèyàn bá bí gangan fúnra ẹ̀ lọ́mọ ẹ̀ ẹ má bá wa lọ ẹ ṣe.
To show that Zayd is not his real son and it is legal for Muhammad to marry his daughter-in-law.
Wow, the excuse is worse than the offense. Who would like to follow the Prophet's moral example? Develop wrong desires for your son's wife? Aren't we all want our sons to have Sakina, Mawadda, and Rama marriages?
This is one of Rasulullah's many privileges. Not for you, but for the Prophet only. Tafsir al-Qurtubi, Quran, Surah al-Azab, verse 50. If Prophet Muhammad looks at a woman and desires her, then it is necessary for her husband to divorce her so that he can marry her.
Wọ́n ní tí Muhammadu bá ti wo obìnrin kan tí obìnrin yẹn ti wù dandan ni fún ọkọ yẹn láti lọ kọ obìnrin yẹn sílẹ̀. Òun ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ẹ máa rí nínú tafsir yẹn àti al-Kutubi.
So ó wà nínú Kùránì gan a lè máa sọ fún ó wà nínú Kùránì.
Verse 50.
Obìnrin tó bá wù kò bá jẹ́ ìyàwó yín kò bá ti wọ́n bá ti fẹ́ tí Muhammadu bá ti lóhùn dandan ni kó fẹ́.
A marriage celebration was held for Muhammad and Zainab. Everybody was happy except Zayd.
I lost my beloved wife. What's more, I'm not the Prophet's adopted son anymore. In the past, people called me Zayd bin Muhammad, but now they call me Zayd bin Haritha. How can I be happy in a situation like this?
Up to late at night, guests still did not want to leave Prophet Muhammad's house. The Prophet left the room to give a hint that it was time for the guests to leave. After a while, most people left Muhammad's house. But 3 people still remained.
These people are still
So
here.
báyìí sìn ó ti
Why
ń ro nǹkan
didn't
tó máa
they
sọ
leave?
ẹ̀yin yẹn máa wo bó ṣe máa ń ṣiṣẹ́.
Don't they know that we want to be alone?
The prophet showed displeasure with them.
Look, he tried to show us that we should leave.
Why not telling us directly?
Maybe he needs Allah's help to get rid of his guests.
At last, what am I supposed to do? Ask them to leave? People just have no manner. Here is the verse to get rid of guests who stay for too long in your house. Quran, Surah Al-Azab, verse 53. O you who believe, do not enter the homes of the Prophet, unless you are given permission to come for a meal, and do not wait for its preparation. And when you are invited, go in. And when you have eaten,
So MS ẹ pọ̀ sí ẹ jẹ́ ká
without
kà á fún wọn ẹ jẹ́ ká tú fún wọn.
So Quran yẹn
Akẹ́kẹ̀yìn
máa
kẹ́ mọ
gbọ́.
bí Quran ṣe máa ń sọ̀kalẹ̀ ni o lẹ́yìn tí ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ yẹn ti ṣẹlẹ̀ tó ti ṣègbéyàwó tán pẹ̀lú ìyàwó ọmọ ẹ̀ ní alẹ́ ọjọ́ yẹn wá fẹ́ mẹ́rù lẹ́fọ̀ ọmọ yẹn ó wá wò pé kí lòun máa sọ fún wọn bó ṣe ní Allah tó ti sọ àyà kalẹ̀ nìyẹn ibẹ̀ ní Quran 33:53 MS ẹ kà ẹ jẹ́ ká tú
Ó
fún
ní
wọn.
all you have believed.
Ẹ̀yin
Ẹ̀yin
mùsùlùmí
Mùsùlùmí
òdodo o,
do not enter the homes of the prophet
ẹ má ṣe wọlé Muhammadu wá o
unless you are given permission to come for a meal.
àyàfi tó bá pè yín pé kẹ́ ẹ wá tó fún yín ní àyè pé kẹ́ ẹ wá gbẹ́nu sí kẹ́ ẹ wá gànù sí gẹ́gẹ́
And-
bẹ́ẹ̀ fẹ́ lọ gbẹ́nu sí lọ́dọ̀ Wàsíù
And
Àyìndé.
do not wait for its preparation.
Ẹ má dúró pé wọ́n ń ṣe lọ́wọ́ kẹ́ wá dúró tó ń jẹ ò bá ti jìnnà ẹ má wọlé o ẹ má gbọ́
And
o.
when you are invited,
Tó bá ti tí Muhammadu bá ti pè ẹ́ pé kó o wá sílé òun
go in.
kó o wọlé
And when you have eaten,
tó o bá ti gànù sọ tó o ti
Di-
gànù sí tó o ti gbẹ́nu sóúnjẹ wọ́n ṣe máa ń jẹun òkú kiri.
disperse without lingering for conversation.
Ṣé ẹ̀ ń gbọ́ kó o gbéra lẹ́ẹ̀kan náà kó o jápa o ò gbúdọ̀ máa sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ Muhammadu mo fẹ́ rí yín ẹ kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ kíní kan tó o bá ti jẹun tán kó o jápa.
lingering for conversation. This
Ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀
irritates the
gbẹ̀gẹ́
prophet,
kádélẹ̀
and
kádélẹ̀
he
torí
shies
kíní yẹn
away
dùn
from
díẹ̀
you. But
lámbà
God
tó
does
múlẹ̀
not
fún
shy
wọn dùn
away
gan.
from the truth.
Okay. Ó wá ní this irritates the prophet.
Ẹ máa wo Muhammadu ní kíní jẹ́ nǹkan kórìíra kò mọ bóyá ẹ máa gbọ́ lọ.
And he shies away from you.
Ẹ wo wèrè tó gbẹ̀yàwó ọmọ ẹ̀ o ó lójú máa ń tì wọ́n àti bá wọn sọ. Ìwọ
But Allah does not shy away from them.
Even
Allow
after the
the
wedding,
king to do
people
that is all.
continued to talk negatively about Muhammad's marriage to Zainab.
How could he have the heart to cancel Zaid's adoption? That's right. Doesn't he remember in the past when he swore in front of the Kaaba to take Zaid as his own son?
In our culture, once we adopt someone as a child, then that person becomes a member of our family for life. For life.
Ẹ túbẹ̀ yẹn fún wọn.
Àṣà àti iṣẹ́ àwọn Lárúbáwá tí ẹ bá ti gba ọmọ tọ́ ó ti di ẹbí yín láyé lọ́rùn. Bọ̀ lórí pé Muhammadu ó fẹ́ gànù sí abẹ́ Zainabu ó wá ní Allah àti fún òun lófin kóun pa nípa àgbàtọ̀ kóun parẹ́ lórí pé ó fẹ́ gànù sí abẹ́ alábẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká máa gbá lọ.
Muhammad felt the need to stop people talking about the disgrace he had done to Zaid.
I have to do something.
Zayd led the Muslim army to attack Basra, take over Byzantine power there. Be the flag bearer.
Yes,
ẹ mẹsẹ̀jì àṣìláyé ibẹ̀ yẹn ó dàbí pé tàn kan wà nínú àwọn ìwé ẹ̀wọ̀n ẹlẹ́sìn mi tó ní ọba kan náà ó gba ìyàwó ọmọọṣẹ́ Muhammadu náà wá ṣe kíni ó wá mú Saidi ó mọ̀ pé Saidi ò tó darí ogun ó wá ní kí Saidi wá lọ darí ogun kan lórí pé kí Saidi lè kú kọ́rọ̀ ìyàwó yẹn lè tán síbẹ̀ kẹ́ lè mọ èèyàn burúkú tí mo bọ Muhammadu yìí jẹ́.
Zaid led 3,000 Muslim soldiers to Basra. The other two commanders of the Muslim
Ṣé rí gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n ń lọ yìí àwọn Muslim ni wọ́n ẹtí pé ọmọ ogun ni wọ́n ọmọ ogun ni Mùsùlùmí o.
army were Jafar bin Abi Talib and Abdullah bin Rawaha.
Is your private part still swollen?
Just shut up.
Zaid led his army from Medina to Basra, which was located in the Shem or Syria region. The Byzantine force intercepted them at a village called Muta.
The Battle of Muta.
Oh, they're already waiting for us. Retreat! Retreat!
The two Muslim commanders, Jafar bin Abi Talib and Abdullah bin Rawaha, died in the battle. In the past, by Muhammad's order, Zayd used to attack and rob Quraysh merchants who were easy targets.
Ṣẹ́gbọ́n nǹkan tí wọ́n sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn, wọ́n ní Zayd used to attack and rob Quraysh merchants. Iṣẹ́ olè
bẹ́ẹ̀ni
ni
wọ́n jọ
wọ́n
máa
ṣe,
lọ ń jalè
wọ́n jọ
wọ́n jọ
máa
máa
lọ
lọ
ń
ń jalè
jalè ni.
ni
Mo kàn ní kẹ́ ẹ gbọ́
bí
bẹ́ẹ̀
Saheed
yẹn o.
ṣe ms bí ikú Saheed dùn mí bí Saheed ṣe
Bó ṣe kú
This
nìyẹn o.
time, he dealt with a real powerful army.
Muhammadu ẹni tó pa.
Ó mọ̀ mọ́ ọ̀ràn lójú ogun kó lè kú ni. Bó ṣe kú nìyẹn o.
Zayd finally died.
Conclusion. In Quran Surah Al-Ahzab verse 36, Allah and Prophet Muhammad forced Zainab to marry Zayd. But then Prophet Muhammad felt in love, or lust, toward Zainab after he saw her naked. Zayd found out about this and he divorced Zainab so that Prophet Muhammad could marry her. Allah explained in Quran Surah Al-Ahzab verse 37 that the reason Prophet Muhammad married Zainab was to show that it was permissible for the Muslims to marry their adopted sons' ex-wives. Strangely, Allah then revealed Quran Surah Al-Ahzab verse 40 to forbid the adoption of children and to prohibit calling one's child other than his or her biological father. If that is the case, actually, the marriage between Prophet Muhammad and Zainab was unnecessary. After adoption is forbidden in Islam, Muslims would not have any adopted son, let alone his ex-wife. Why did Allah order Zainab to marry Zayd in Quran Surah Al-Ahzab verse 36 when he knew that in Quran Surah Al-Ahzab verse 37 Zainab had to marry Prophet Muhammad? Apparently, Allah is an all-flip-flopping God.
Mo rò bá àárín yẹn ó yé àwọn èèyàn wa.
Ó máa yé gbogbo àwọn èèyàn wa báyẹn bá ṣe tún ṣàlàyé ẹ̀ ní ọ̀nà míì pé kẹ́lẹ̀ tún wá àwòrán á lè yé yín. Ẹni tí Muhammadu jẹ́ òun la fi ń ràn yín yẹn, a máa fi ràn yín díẹ̀ àwọn èèyàn á lè máa ní àgbọ́yé ẹni tí Muhammadu jẹ́. Kò sí nǹkan tí Muhammadu ti ṣe ní ayé ẹ béèrè a máa gbé jáde a máa fi hàn yín. Ìwọ tó bá wá níwà dáadáa tí Muhammadu ò lè wá sọ fún wa. Lóòótọ́ Kùránì ní Muhammadu ní àwòkọ́ṣe rere a jiyàn àmọ́ nǹkan rere wo ló wá ṣe òun dà ibi tí ìjà ti wá bẹ́lẹ̀ nìyẹn torí wọn ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ̀kan mú jáde gbogbo wà burúkú ayé ọwọ́ ọ̀bọ yìí ló wà. So ẹni tó bá fẹ́ gbẹnu sí máìkì